Back again. And once again, I know what this module is called. It is called the $1 Million Monetization Method. I guess I don't know what it's called. It's called the $1 Million Monetization Method. And I want to be crystal clear with you here. I am in no way guaranteeing you will make $1 million. Now, why do I say that? Well, I say that for the same reason I was so adamant in the last video about you taking responsibility and accountability for your success. Can you make $1 million selling programs? Absolutely. Many have done it. Will it just fall out of the sky and into your lap? No, of course not. So I'm going to break down for you here the things that winning offers have. And there's a couple of dimensions to the idea of an offer. So first of all, there's what you actually do. Okay? What you actually do is probably going to be at least similar to services and consulting and coaching that other people do. And so your sort of secret sauce is going to be down to a couple of factors. One is you really do need what we call a unique mechanism. And I'm just going to pull the curtain back here like I've done and continue to do it with all of this stuff. The unique mechanism is your spin on whatever it is you do. So I'll give some examples from weight loss because weight loss is an easy one to sort of think from. Weight loss at the 1,000-foot view comes down to knowing how much food you eat, exercising, sleep, it's diet and nutrition, right? Really. And then of course, weightlifting or running or whatever you do for your exercise. Now, your unique mechanism is what's your unique spin on it? So for example, do you help a very certain demographic? Maybe you help women who are pregnant to have an exercise routine that guarantees that, they'll go back to their pre-baby weight easily or something like that. Or maybe you help men over 50 who want to stay ripped. Or maybe you help people, come from obesity down to whatever it is, right? So that's part of your unique mechanism. The other part, and this is actually very important, is what you name it. If your unique mechanism needs 2 or 3 sentences in order to be explained, it won't work. So you want, and I'm not condoning these things, but these are examples that we all can relate to. A unique mechanism would be like keto or carnivore diet or what was the Miami diet or whatever it was a few years ago. Those are unique mechanisms. It's a simple hook that sticks in people's minds that starts to differentiate you from your competition. This is the psychology of marketing in a nutshell, really. If you don't have an easy to remember and sort of sticky name for what you do, you're always going to be second or third to those who do. Always. It's just how our minds process information. So mostly when you focus on your unique mechanism, you want to focus on who does it serve exactly, like really get clear on that. And then what do you call it that is unique to you? Now, I'm going to give you some sort of, insider tips here. Don't be cheesy. Like this module is called the $1 Million Monetization Method because you literally could make $1 million or $1 million a year. Or if you're ambitious and skilled enough, you could make $1 million a month. But if I just called this the best way to create courses that you can make money from so that you can live, you see where I'm going with that? Like that's not going to stick for people. But the $1 Million Monetization Method will stick. And the method that I'm giving you here it legitimately can lead to you making $1 million or more. Again, I just can't stress this enough, guys. You got to put the work in, man. I'm an evangelist about that. I just never want to be the one who anyone ever sees as promising stuff that isn't possible. Okay. Making $1 million is possible. People do it all the time. And you can do it by selling your expertise. So that's what you got to think of in terms of the unique mechanism. It's got to actually be for a very certain person, and it's got to have a sticky name that that person would really, really respond to, resonate with. Now, let's talk a little bit about how you structure an offer or a program or whatever it is. And this is a place where people dramatically overcomplicate things. There's a couple of things here. One is you need to break your process down just into a simple checklist. The simpler, the better. And so let's say it is weight loss. Let's keep on that, or muscle. I'm going to switch over to muscle building, right? You want to get all fit and buffed or sexy or whatever. First thing, you're probably going to have to hypothetically go through your pantry and get rid of the junk food. And I'm just making these up as examples, but follow me. So that's step one, do an audit of what you eat. Step two, figure out what you actually weigh. Step three, learn how to count your calories. Step four, create a schedule. Step five, learn how to do whatever kind of exercises at the gym, whatever, right? But it's just one thing at a time in a checklist. This is deceptively simple, but incredibly powerful. And if you've purchased other people's programs before, you probably know that I'm right when I say most people don't do it this way. They overcomplicate things. They worry too much about them being flashy and sexy and whatever. What you really need to do is make it easy to digest and easy to understand for people. That's the first layer. Then underneath that layer, you need to make them take accountability somehow. You got to get, like, just with me here and these videos, I'm saying don't watch the video instead of focusing on the PDF materials. I'm saying use them together, right? Because I need you to commit. And if I just give you videos, that's too easy not to commit. I need you to go open up the folder or the file or whatever it is, read the material and execute it. And then come back in the group calls, if you're at that level with us, and be accountable. So that's how you do it. First, it starts off with a simple checklist. Then you build in some way for accountability. And then the last thing is you have what I call finish lines and prizes. Finish lines and prizes means just make it very clear when a piece of the process has been accomplished. And when it has, figure out a way to reward people for it. Even if it's just like, let's say you use a community as part of your way of teaching, shout them out, right? Post their wins, that kind of thing. You can go deeper and deeper and deeper with the incentives, but understand this. Incentives drive action. Yeah? Incentives drive action. So make it a win for people somehow. The last thing is when you think about naming your unique mechanism, things that work really well are 3-word names. Those are really, because they're sticky. And then alliteration, $1 million monetization method. That's a great one. Another one, it's a little harder. What I would say is if you can't figure out a nice alliteration and or 3-word name for your process, then in the group, we can work on the acronym version. So one of the programs I've created is a program for public speakers for how to write your signature talk. And I call it the STORY acronym. And it stands for structure, tension and release, offer rich detail, reveal universals, and be yourself, right? So STORY. Yeah, I know I fudged the acronym a little bit, but it makes it sexy and sticky. And that's the idea, right? It's much easier to remember STORY than 5 deep, dense topics. Take this create your program outlines, share them in the community, and let's win in this thing together. All right? Boom.